Hello everyone, and welcome to the ReinCast. My name is Yanni, aka Reindeer, and I'm here to give you a little PSA before we begin. So we tried to film a first episode because the last episode is our episode 0, pretty much a pilot episode, and kind of messed it up because Skype is the worst. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna splice that episode at the end of another episode which we filmed. So what you'll hear first is what was originally supposed to be like a bonus episode or second episode. It was supposed to come out after the first episode, but the first episode sucked. So now what's happening is I'm going to put that first episode in front of the last episode, which is now the first episode, because this is the first episode and that's what this is. So I hope you enjoy. This is ReinCast. Beware, as there is some coarse language, sexual themes, and otherwise stupid. Hello everyone, and welcome to the podcast, the ReinCast. I'm Yanni.
Hey everyone.
I'm Pat.
Wait, hold on. We have to we'll introduce our
Okay.
I'm Johnny, and my Steam name is I Am Reindeer.
I am Pat, and my Steam name is Vlad Liberator Putin.
Am I supposed to have a Steam name?
Yes,
Just
I don't
make
like
one up.
even. I don't care about my Steam name.
Make one up.
Greg
my
doesn't
name-
have Steam.
My name's Greg, and yeah.
Okay, this is Greg, and he's a new man for our podcast.
Yeah, first time.
Well, this is obviously the second podcast, so it's not like. Oh, yeah, my Steam name is Peter O'Hanrahan. It's my current name. My actual username is DinilowZ. Doesn't matter. Just look me up. You can find me everywhere, basically, on the internet.
Twitter, LinkedIn,
What was
Letterboxd.
it? Letterboxd.
Instagram.
He's pretty much the only Danilo Zubariev there is.
Yeah, I looked into it. I found one other guy who had the same guitar as me, which is the weirdest coincidence I've ever seen. in my
Really?
Fucking life.
Really?
Yeah, one
Like
other guy on
that,
Facebook.
like the
And I
one
looked
with
him
the-
up later, and he's not on Facebook anymore. So that was very disappointing. But I messaged him, and I was like, "Yo, you have the same guitar as me. We have the same name." And then he completely did not respond at all. So
Let's clip it.
oh,
It's okay.
okay, but
No,
yeah.
with laughs it'll happen. It's fine.
Yes.
What we're referencing right now is on the audio waveform. For those of you who know what audio looks like, if you talk too loudly, it clips sometimes, and we're trying to avoid that.
Yeah. So when we mention clipping, that means we're just like trying to keep our voices low, basically.
Don't you like a band called
Yeah,
Clipping?
Yeah,
I was just thinking
Tipper,
about that.
yeah.
Tipper?
Clipping.
A tipper.
So you're thinking of tipping.
Yeah.
I always confuse tipper and clipping. Both great artists and / bands.
Clipper and
Highly
tipping.
recommend them. Clipping is overrated though, but their new album, for some reason the critics were obsessing over it, and I was like, fuck off, Death Grips is better, but you know.
Yeah.
Take that clipping.
I thought the same. I thought the same exact
Clipping.
thing.
I'm the only critic to actually not. Well, it's a great album, but like, I don't know, it's overrated.
I'll send this podcast to Clipping.
Can you
I'm sure he
please do
knows,
it?
and then
I'm
he'll-
sure they'll listen
I'll
to
never
this.
let you be friends.
They actually weirdly they post basically every review they find of the new album on Facebook. Like every time they see one, they're just like, oh, here's another review that loved our album. They're like very proud.
I don't
Do
like
they
that.
post
That
bad
annoys
ones?
me.
Like when
No, they don't
Tyr-
post bad ones.
When
which would be
Tyr
sick,
released
but,
their new album, they posted bad ones too.
yeah, I would do that if I were like a famous band, because just it's interesting to see what criticisms people have, and if they can actually judge music objectively.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they can, so it's like.
Yeah. I don't like when bands post a lot of reviews on their Facebook.
I don't. Well, yeah, I
Well,
don't
it
really
is
like
kind
it.
of annoying, but
Because I mean, you could look up reviews anyway, and I feel like I'd like the band to post news about themselves, or their own opinions.
It's kind of like
Well, I
Clipping just
mean-
has a very juvenile like pride of their work. Like they're just being obvious about the fact that they're extremely pleased with any positive reception, which is annoying because I don't think you should make music only for the reception. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
good way to do anything.
no.
Like, especially art.
Just like Saint Anger. Saint
Yeah,
Anger.
exactly.
That's
Saint
the
Anger
album by
works.
Metallica because they just
That's-
didn't give
yeah.
a fuck.
Case in point, right there.
Okay, but I actually like the drumming on Saint Anger.
I have no idea how you could.
It's like
possibly
he's like
What?
playing on it. He went into the back and started playing on like
Like
The
a tin
tin,
can.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a tin.
the tin garbage
It's so
can.
bad.
like he just like took some homeless dude's like
Yeah.
food bin
Yeah.
away.
But it's so
started beating
like
on it.
brutal though. Like it almost sounds like death metal drumming. Like, cause it's so like
It's
just,
very like
Well, it's
harsh,
punky
I guess.
almost.
yeah.
It's
It,
got a punky
yeah.
thing to
I
it.
still hate
The
it
album's
compared
horrible.
to their other music.
Yeah, the album's
obviously.
horrible, but the drumming's kind of interesting.
It's just interesting. I wouldn't say it's good.
It was funny when I
It
came.
doesn't have the power of the other albums.
It's funny when we went to your place, Yanni, and I had my Kill 'Em All vinyl that I just bought.
Oh, yeah.
And your dad was just like, that's the only good album by them.
That's so
Yeah.
incorrect.
I was like,
don't
yeah,
understand how he
Master
thinks
Puppets
that.
was a pretty good
Master
album.
Puppets, Ride the Lightning,
Yeah.
and Justice for All.
And
they're
Justice for
all,
All, yeah.
I honestly think they're all way better than Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All, but I also think Kill 'Em All is like a classic and like a great
Oh, yeah.
album, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. I haven't spoken
Do you
about
agree,
Metallica in a
Greg?
really long time.
I actually have no opinion on this subject.
Have you ever heard Metallica songs that
Hey,
you like?
I've heard Enter Sandman once.
Oh,
or
top
twice.
song.
That's the
Top
best
song.
My
song.
favorite.
Yeah.
That's why it's on
heard
the
it
radio.
once,
Yeah.
and it's
Radio
not
is
the
the
only
best.
song I listen to.
Anything that's
Oh.
on the radio is my favorite song of all time.
This is actually a good thing to discuss. Like, what's your favorite song by mainstream artists? Like,
Oh,
here, I'll just give
I
a-
literally posted this on Facebook. I
Really?
was posting my top radio hits of 2014.
Now, would,
Yeah.
would Cage the Elephant be Cage the Elephant?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely say they
so,
have tracks on the radio.
Would that? Oh, Billy Talent. Yeah, would probably be. So.
Oh yeah.
I would have to
that
say
makes sense.
Viking Death March in that case.
Okay, that's
See, I was bummed out by that because like the title, I was like, oh sick, this could be like folk metal-ish or something. And, like it's gonna be Viking-ish,
yeah.
but then
It's kind of hypey the way it's.
my favorite Billy Talent song is Falling Leaves. I don't know if
I-
that's the name of it.
Not even
It's
close to my favorite
Fallen
track, then.
Leaves.
Fallen Leaves.
Yeah,
Fallen
clearly
is
know nothing about music. That song is overrated. Actually, I can't believe it's so heavily played. It's like a great track.
I remember my mom. My
That
mom
was
always
basically
like.
it.
My mom always didn't like when I played heavy music, on like whatever my speakers or something. And then I was playing Fallen Leaves one time, and she opens the door, and like I was like this is like 2 years ago. I didn't like Billy Talent,
Yeah.
and if you're 17 and you like Billy Talent, fuck you.
Yeah,
Well, my
you
mom
haven't
opened the door.
progressed.
Whoa.
It's okay, Greg, it's okay.
Thanks.
Sorry, Greg. I thought you
Well,
liked them.
Greg's not 17. Aren't
Yeah.
you like 15?
well, I'm sure he did
I'm
like them when he
actually
was 17.
12. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that you
Yeah.
bring it
Our
up.
our
Greg's
average
12.
age is 7.
Yeah,
And so my mom
I'm the oldest of all of us.
I'm 4.5.
my mom opens the door and she's like, "This is actually pretty good, Yanni. It's a lot better than that other like bullshit you play." And I was like,
That Linkin Park shit.
That's funny that.
"Those Slipknot fellows
Oh.
with their masks."
That's interesting.
I'm like, "Mom, I like real true Cavalt metal."
Billy Talent was a really early band for me, like that I would listen to on my radio. Like I had a radio at home and I actually had CDs of theirs. I think that my brother burnt, and I used to put them in there, and they were scratched up, so only a few tracks could be listened to, because CDs are shit.
Yeah.
But like I loved. Greg knows my favorite track because I always forget what it's called. It's like Midnight Death.
Devil in a Midnight
Devil
Mass.
in a Midnight Mass. Yeah,
No, that was a
easily my
classic.
favorite.
That's a
Yeah,
classic.
no,
always loved
that's
it.
everyone's favorite.
The
on
music
that
video is
album,
sick too. When I was a
pretty
kid, I was
much.
like really into that music video. It was like
I
dark.
remember it.
Some of their music
yeah.
videos are terrible. Like the music video for the one on their third album.
I find Fallen Leaves to have a
Oh,
shit
that is a
music video.
terrible
Why
music
is
video. I like
it was
it.
on much.
No,
no,
What's
idea
his
if
Fallen
it's on
Leaves?
that's a
Same
Fallen
terrible.
Leaves.
Fallen
Fallen
the
Leaves
music
drop.
video is awful.
It's retarded.
Oh, so
It's
is, what's the one on their third album that everyone loves?
The music video?
No, the song on their third album. It won
Oh,
like some
it's been way too long.
Grammy or bullshit like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I like
It had
the
the
album.
no, like the song was fine. It had a terrible music video.
Really?
Like they're all playing in like some scrapyard, really happy. And it's just
Oh
like
my god,
this is awful
these
video.
guys.
Like,
I
That
kinda-
reminds me of so many like pop punk videos.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
background. I had a big pop punk phase. I never liked pop punk. Like
Wait,
I was always
wait. It's Rusted from the Rain is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
It has a terrible music video.
okay. I haven't seen it. I'm glad I haven't seen it. But yeah, continue.
so I was always really into like just like System of a Down or like Amon Amarth or like
That's
know
good.
metal
That's good.
metal that was not like considered kiddie metal in rabbit ears, because like I like old music. And so I like last year I had a really big pop punk phase because I thought it was so funny. I was like, man, like pop punk is so like happy and like so like grade 10
That's a
like
strange-
scene kid chord.
I could never get in that phase.
It was so
but I
funny.
can totally imagine what.
And
that
so
is.
like I just had a good like month where I would just look up pop punk music videos and just laugh really hard at whatever was going on in them.
Now,
one.
what do you classify as pop punk?
Okay, yeah, because I was talking to
that
Kevin
sounds like a
about
very
this.
debatable genre. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because like there's the whole like joke about like advanced and ignorant,
yeah.
where like if something's advanced, then it's like if they have a DJ and it's 2014, you're like, that's very advanced.
Yeah.
And if something's very ignorant, it's like the song's a 3-minute breakdown. That's always the example I give. And like I considered both those pop punk, but a lot of people wouldn't consider either of those pop
I'm
punk.
sick.
Like pop punk is classically like Blink 182,
Yeah.
but
Oh wow.
but there's a bunch of pop punk bands that are like the big kind of thing now is easycore. It's actually called
Oh,
easycore.
sick. That's
the
a great
genre,
one.
like
I love that.
And some people call it easy crab because it's like crabcore. and
Crabcore.
and like basically the people stand like crabs while they're playing their instruments, like they literally like crouch down,
Oh, yeah.
like ass to grass.
Oh yeah.
And then so easy crab is like kind of like gent, like kind of like jun, 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 mixed
Yeah.
with like happy pop punk vocals.
That's pretty funny.
And it's
That's
hilarious.
Also, this is all just comedy core. Like I wouldn't.
It's
listen
all
to it,
comedy,
just
yeah.
laugh at it.
Comedy gore.
Or with it. But I feel like in a Tony Hawk game that would be a humongously good source of like,
Yeah.
pop punk or something.
Yeah, there was a
I
lot of
remember
good,
playing
like-
so many Tony Hawk games and the music I loved, but I never really
I
looked
just-
into who was by or anything.
I just remember AC/DC playing on like Tony Hawk.
TNT.
Yeah, TNT.
I was playing it with my friend, and he literally made sure all the other music wouldn't play except for TNT.
Just
And I hated AC/DC after that.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't want to ever listen
Okay,
to it again.
funny
I just
anecdote.
like that one played a lot, but like it wasn't just every
No,
single
he
track.
disabled
Yeah.
every track
Hilarious.
except for TNT.
Why would he do-
So it's like TNT, and
Well,
then
I
the
was-
song would end, and it'd be back on.
That's
And
it's an easy track to obsess over when you're like really young. And
yeah,
I just imagine you playing for 3 hours with
Yeah.
just TNT playing.
Oh,
go
this-
fucking crazy.
Yo, I
reminds me.
I have a very
That
funny
breeds-
anecdote.
that breeds
I'll quickly do
ISIS.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was in grade 4, we had an assignment in which we had to all make instruments out of like crafts.
Oh, I had that too.
And then play a song.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I made the drum set out of like cookie biscuit like tins and shit.
Oh yeah.
And we played TNT because we were just like, what's a great track to play?
Wait.
And then
It was like-
Blake, the guy I was with, if you're listening to this is the biggest throwback of my life, and I'm sure it is.
Weedmark?
But like, no, this was in my Stittsville days. But he chose TNT, and we were all like, that is absolutely perfect. I had a 6-song in mind. It was by Alex Cooper. It was like the Black Widow or something. I was like, we have to do this. Black Widow's a very famous track, but then he was like,
I
no,
haven't really
TNT,
heard
and everybody
much
loved it,
Alex
and I was
Cooper.
like, yeah, this is a great track.
Oh.
The funnest thing is imagining what it could have sounded like to the class while I played it, because it must have been fucking horrendous. We literally made the instruments. We were just like TNT, and we didn't know when to finish because we didn't know how many
You
times
don't
they
even
repeat
need any
that.
instruments for TNT. You can
No.
literally go like
Yeah,
TNT.
that's what we did basically. I was smacking like a biscuit tin, like it was terrible, but.
No.
I
I remember
yeah.
I made mine out of my hamper because it was just a whole bunch of tubes, and then I stuck like a recorder end piece on it.
I can't believe everybody
And
did
then I
this.
just like covered.
didn't.
That's the
I
easiest
didn't.
one. The drums
No,
was actually hard to do.
It was
for
funny.
me.
No, but it wasn't easy because it was like you took the recorder end, and then my hamper was made out of like just piping,
Oh.
and it just like randomly stuck it together and covered ends and made different sounds.
Yeah, so I wanted to say, coming back to Tony Hawk, I was playing Underground 2, I think. I don't remember the
Is that
exact.
the one with like this lumberjack? There's a lumberjack at some part.
Yeah, I think. And there was like
It
a
was a sick
zombie, and like Jango Fett was in it, and Symbiote Spider-Man. It was, I think it was Underground 1 actually, but so you can make
that's
like
a sick game.
you can make custom levels.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
me and Marky made a level that it's just lava everywhere. Like just lava.
I didn't
that
realize
just-
lava was because
Oh,
in
yeah,
Pro Skater
no.
2, all you could do was put ramps and like.
I
No,
think
no, yeah.
basically-
You
No.
can put crappy squares of lava
Yeah,
and it
no,
kills you as soon as you
I
touch
had
it.
Pro Skater 4, and I made stages where it's just like ringed with lava. It's
Yeah.
just like, what is this?
But
It's so ridiculous.
what we did
Wow.
is there was lava on the whole floor, so you can only go one way, and then you go around a corner, and we like had a big trick where like you go around the corner, and it looks like there's like a floor there, but it's actually just a hole. So you fall
Wow.
in, and then it makes you fall to like the maximum depth you could possibly go.
Wow.
And you like fall into lava at the end.
That's
so it's-
extremely creative. How old were you? For, like,
Oh, we were like 10.
That's
And
How is that
fantastic.
creative? I feel like
No,
that
it's
was
not creative at all.
like a kid. You're just like, haha, lava,
Yeah,
Let's
lava.
burn the guy.
Still, I would not have been.
and
able
we
to-
would make our friends play it and just kind of go like, they like fell into the big hole and had to watch their character die
That's
for like 10
so,
minutes.
like grade
You
6
suck.
or like that's what I did in
Jeez,
Halo.
That's trolling before trolling was like
Yeah.
a term.
Oh, me
Yeah.
and Marky were the biggest trolls. We
Pre-troll trolls.
we took some girl's notebook one time and just started running away like in the middle of class. Like we just
Wow.
run out of the classroom and the girl starts chasing us, and me and this guy Josh Nelson, while Marky's running away with the notebook, we took our iPhones and put like the iPhone gun app on it. You know, like
I love that app.
you know where you can
so
pull the
much.
trigger on the thing and it makes a gun noise, and we were
Yeah.
just running down the hall going pew, 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 like shooting at the girl as she's chasing us.
That's fantastic.
And
That's like extremely like mean. I don't know. If I were a girl at that age, I'm sure I would have been.
Yeah,
extremely
like
hurt.
it was mean, but like we gave it back after, and like I don't know.
I feel like
Boys will be
I feel like that
boys.
would piss me off, just like
Yeah.
as like another person in the class.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
I,
like, look at those
we were all just
douchebags.
assholes.
Man,
Can I quickly tell a very old anecdote? Just because last podcast, remember you guys were telling like childhood stories that were like great. I always forget this moment, but whenever I get asked the question like, "What is the most embarrassing moment of your life?" I never have an answer because I always forget it. But
no,
this,
I know what your thing is. Yeah, I think
What?
I've heard this. Is this?
With
Wait,
the-
no, say it.
which one are you thinking of? Okay, well,
I'm thinking of the
I don't
one
think
with.
Name removed.
when she showed me her.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Or
Wait,
no,
I
that
got-
was just you being like a dick.
Don't reveal this stuff. Okay,
Sorry.
we won't say last names, but a girl named that. I'm not even gonna say the first name.
Well,
showed me her like
all names
private
are
part. And
made
then
up.
I refused to show her my private part. It was she was very hurt.
At least henceforth, all names that we say of other people will be made up.
But yeah,
me.
There's this guy.
Made up.
Crawfie.
Crawfie.
Oh, Crawfie.
I have to tell this fantastic anecdote though, because this was the first day I ever had a friend over. This was like grade 2 or 1 even. Like I came over and we were hanging out and I was having so much fun with them that I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't want to leave to the bathroom, and I shot my pants and I was like, I have to. yeah, very, very suddenly. Yeah, so I did that, and then I went up to my room and I had no idea what to do in this case because I didn't want to go to my parents. I had no idea. Like so, I just took the underwear off.
Like
how
much?
Shit in it. Just.
Like
I don't remember.
dookie?
It was brown and very like sticky, so it was awful. The worst kind of shit you could have for like.
Oh my god!
It was all in my underwear, and then I, for some reason, thought the best idea would be to hide it under my bed. So I was putting it on bed. No, this gets worse. He walked in while I was putting it under my bed. So literally like a classic, just like comedy embarrassing story, severely embarrassing, and I always forget it. I think I actually hid it from my memory because it was that bad.
Oh my god!
But I remember just looking at him and smiling and kind of laughing at the moment because I was a stupid kid.
You just like hold
I
out
just
your
thought
head.
it was
Want
funny.
some?
And so did he. He never told anybody at school.
Here's my poo.
He was a nice guy. I don't know why I stopped.
You go up to the guy, you're like, I took my poo in my hand. Tried to hide it under my bed.
I should absolutely have at least let him try.
You should have just chucked
It
it out of your
would
head.
be even better if you were at his house.
Yeah.
And
Hide
it under his
No,
bed.
that would be next level. Like he wakes
man.
up. Oh man, but that's no wonder teachers thought I was like literally mentally challenged when I was a kid. Like now I understand looking back.
Oh yeah,
I like jerked off in class in grade 1. Not kidding. This is a big reveal cast right here. But I
It's like-
legitimately did that.
Bonus reveal
It's
cast.
like Dan's
Rain on
embarrassing
me.
moments part 2.
If my parents listen to this,
They will.
They know. I'm sure my teacher told them. I think I even remember my
My brother
parents having to come
Matthew
in
used
with
to
a
like
serious thing.
my brother Matthew like last year used to whip out his penis in class just like show
Really?
kids it.
Wow, I would
Well,
never have done
Oh,
that,
you
but I
know-
played with it constantly when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I
he
was
like whipped
really
it out and he
into
was like and like he was like in kindergarten, and then my mom like got a call from the teacher, and the
Wow.
teacher's like, listen,
Wow.
I need you to start putting Matthew in jeans because he was in like track pants.
Yeah.
Oh.
My mom was like, why? It's like because he's taking out his penis in class, and my mom just laughed.
What grade? What grade? is he in?
Okay, no, my
Kindergarten.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because
Name removed.
something from high school still
Made
do that
that
in grade
name.
I
9.
feel like I hit. No, my friend. I used to go to his house. Okay, like and he would
Yeah, I'm
just be.
surprised he did.
He would just be like whipping
He
out
did
his
it all the
dick
time.
all the time, and I'd just be like, I don't want to
Wait,
see
what
that.
grade is this?
It was we weren't even that
Actually
young.
very
I feel like it was
interesting
grade
looking at,
7 or 8.
Okay.
Like we weren't that young, and he would just whip out his dick, and I'm just like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I remember my friend Manny and I. We were the first. He was my first friend to like actually bro with me about masturbation and stuff. We was in grade 6, and he told me that he had a
have a good
sleepover
story
with
after.
this brown, awful brown guy. Not that the brownness was awful, but he was an awful guy. And he
Yeah, what Dan?
he was
racist.
No, well that's the no.
Dan's like those awful brown.
I could
people.
expand so much on how awful this guy was. Not
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was actually very white, but like, he went to a sleepover. He was at a sleepover with Manny, and Manny was telling me a story about how he showed him his dick because that's what the kids did in sleepovers.
Yeah.
And apparently his dick was very small, and Manny and I just kind of laughed at that because we had big dicks for that age. Yeah, we did.
Yes.
It was pretty great.
So I don't remember my story now. Crap.
We were talking about showing each other dicks.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It'll come
I
back
don't know,
to me.
shitting.
It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But my favorite radio song, definitely Latch. Disclosure.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
yeah, that's a
heading
great
back
song.
I was gonna say that in the Facebook post, it was like obviously Disclosure, just because why was that a radio hit? It was so much better
Yes,
than everything else on the
I
radio.
didn't even know that was on the
It
radio.
Neither
was
did
like,
I listened.
huge hit.
Yeah,
it
I
was
got.
probably top of the charts for a while.
I got into Disclosure, so I
Yeah.
listened to all their stuff, and then I noticed you liked them,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yeah, I played Lash on the radio.
Yeah, they play it
What the
all
fuck?
the time on the radio. Like I remember working at Piccolo Grande, this ice cream shop. They always played just like typical radio stations, and that song was like always stuck in my head just because it was constantly playing. And it's a great song. It's like extremely well.
I remember my story.
Okay.
So this is the first time any friend ever like talked about, or like, but my first experience like with a male being like sexual near
Okay.
me or whatever is like I had been finished a swimming class like at the local swimming pool, and my friend lived right next door to the pool, so he comes over to the entrance of the recreation center when I'm done my class, and he's like, I called your house and your mom said that you could come over. And I'm still there in my little bathing suit. I was like gonna bike home and like kind of air dry. That's like what I did in the summer.
Okay.
And so I'm there in my white bathing suit and my t-shirt, and I go over to his house and I'm like, man, I'm like still all wet and whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, whatever, like you'll dry off. And we go in his living room, and he goes on his computer and he's like, let's watch porn together. And I was like, I don't want to. And he was like, no, let's like do it. Like I do it with my other friends all the time. And I was like, but like, cause I had never like watched porn with anyone or anything. Not that I ever wanted to or did. But like, I was just like, no, I don't want to. And he was like, listen, I'll give you a blanket. You can like cover up, and I'll cover up and we'll just watch it and we don't have to like look at each other or anything. And I was like, okay. And then so I sat down and he puts on this porn video, and I remember the exact one. It was like these two lesbians by a fireplace.
Oh my god, are you serious?
With Charlie Lane, right? She's in it.
I have no idea.
I know.
No,
I
we've
literally
seen
know
this
the.
one
I
too.
swear to you, I know the.
Yeah,
exact-
Dan
it
and
was
I
on-
watched
it
it
was
together
on-
with blankets on too.
Pat and I
I
literally
think
watched
there's
it together.
more than one of these videos.
Well, no, like it.
No,
the second
this
he
one,
said
trust
it,
me,
yeah.
it's like a very, like, you can literally go
It's
on
probably
Pornhub.
you could probably find it.
It's one
It
of
was
the
like top on
lesbian-
Pornhub,
and it's
yeah.
always been too.
Yeah.
Normally they're like, we'll go in waves. Like sometimes it'll be popular for a while. This one, since I was in like grade 8, has been hugely popular. So like
yeah. That was
Okay,
I was in
I agree.
grade 7, so
Yeah.
it's probably around the
It's
same
around
time.
that time too.
Yeah. So now,
As if we
Yeah.
share this bond now,
Yeah,
with lesbian fireplace.
yeah.
so now anyone who's listening to this that knows me in real life, you're past the point of no return now. And so so my friend starts jerking off underneath the blanket, and I didn't like have a boner.
my friends and I always just would leave to the bathroom and would be like, okay, it's my,
This is
I gotta do
I
this.
don't understand that. Why do you
Remember-
need to be with people?
remember
It's so
grad
weird.
trip?
We don't need to. We just all
Oh,
like.
remember
fix-
grad
no,
trip?
no.
That
Hold
was so
on. I'm not
funny.
done
That
telling my
was
story.
Well, we
that
just
was
like
great, Darren.
You know how
That
you watch
was
movies with
fucking
friends?
funny.
I know.
It's the exact
I
same
just
concept
spat
with me
on
and
the
my
toilet
friends.
paper and lied.
We just
Yeah,
found
that
it.
was-
We
no,
both
that
were like,
was
this is a
worse.
fun thing to watch.
No,
Like,
me
let's
and
watch it.
yeah,
Like,
me and my
I'm in
friends
the
did
mood.
dumb things, but I never
Fuck
wanted
Darren.
to
That
just
was
like
like
straight
the
up
worst
like.
setup.
Well, I didn't want to do
Was
that
it
with them. I'd always go to the
Will,
bathroom.
you,
It's
me,
weird.
and
No, it was me, Connor, Darren, and you.
Connor was there.
Yeah, no, it was me and Connor.
Oh,
But it was stupid because they put me and Darren in a room, and I hated Darren.
Wait, so what do
everyone
you?
hated Darren.
Anyway,
let's be
so-
real.
No,
Sorry,
but
Darren.
It was specifically like me and Darren were like
Yeah.
not. That was the worst
Yeah.
people to put together.
Yeah, I remember that.
I like we had no intro to us just talking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Yeah.
So one conversation, guys, come on.
Yeah,
This
oh,
podcast matters. No, so I
Okay,
was
it's a bonus cast, so like
Some
we're just gonna
conversations are
probably
more
be-
important than this podcast.
no.
Some
So
nothing is more important than this podcast.
So I was sitting there and my friend was jerking off and I was so nervous that I couldn't get anything.
I just found my posts on Facebook of my fave radio hits of 2014. I'm just gonna go through them because these are great tracks and everybody could relate. Disclosure Latch, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, fantastic song. 3, Sia's Chandelier.
Oh,
I actually love that song. It's like a little overrated, but it's actually
Yeah, I
good.
don't like it.
I think
From
it's just
Chandelier.
interesting. Number 4, Megan Trainor's All About That Bass. Because
That's a great-
a huge portion is the fact that it brought up so much controversy just because that's ridiculous.
okay,
Can I
Stop
say
it.
something?
Yeah.
Okay, just every
Yeah.
time I heard that Sia song, I felt the compulsion to just like compulsion. I don't know.
Disclosure.
Compulsion.
If you feel the disclosure.
Yeah. Okay. I felt the need to just like start singing like some awful high pitched.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I'd mock it too, but I still love
like
it.
I did. I kind of. I didn't mind it. It was just funny because I'd always hear it and I'd always be like, I have to do this.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say God
All
damn it, you guys have to
about-
stop
No, you were gonna
interrupting.
say all about that.
Yeah, all
bass
about that
line.
bass.
Yeah.
People were getting so mad about that, but it always made me laugh because Nicki Minaj, like the same year, made Anaconda. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like
Yeah, it's
not
the same.
long
It was
before
like very,
either.
very quick.
And in Anaconda, she said, she's like all you bitches with the big ass, like fuck you skinny bitches,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like I hate skinny bitches,
But
like
Nicki
and-
Minaj is interpreted as like sassy and like strong black.
But everyone's like, oh yeah, Nicki, like you tell them like
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
skinny white bitches,
Yeah.
and then as soon as the other girl says it, everyone's like, no, we have to accept white skinny bodies just as much as fat bodies, and it's
as
like
much as like it can
As
be
if
a bad
it's that
message
way.
to say.
yeah,
It's normally like be skinny.
but that's why Anaconda is my song of 2014, song of the year,
Just because it was
best
like.
because first of all, it represents the whole like swag culture,
Okay.
it's hilarious.
It's
fully,
extremely unoriginal.
It's
It's
extremely-
like the definition of unoriginal, which is like
Yeah.
2014 to the core.
and I fully get the song stuck in my head all the time, so it's like I'm not even gonna argue that it's a bad song because I fully
well,
it's
it's
catchy.
a shit song, but like okay.
It is.
When I was at the apple orchard I work at, I was working there, and I was in the back sorting, I don't know, I was cleaning potatoes or some shit. And
I didn't know you worked at Apple Orchard.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Harvest
right.
Moon-
It's right down the
Harvest
road
Moon
from
Apple
me.
Orchard on Carp Road. Anyways,
Everybody go.
so the niece of the or nephew of the owner was there, and we're doing this cleaning potatoes, and all he's just under his breath, like singing Anaconda,
Oh wow.
and he's like
wow.
12 maybe. I was like, this is so awkward.
My
And I-
Anaconda don't.
It's so casually just blatantly talking about sex. Like you just replace the word with the word dick with like a.
No, but
space.
she literally says toss my salad and stuff.
Yeah.
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 It's just like on the radio.
Yeah. Very casual.
But,
Was that Drake in that video for?
yeah,
Oh,
Drake's just like,
what is
oh my
it?
god, that
Apparently,
ass.
it's common knowledge that Jalen was telling me this. My girlfriend. Apparently, it's common knowledge that Drake really, really wants to date Nicki Minaj, but she just won't let him.
I was just like,
why would he
he's
want
going
to do
crazy
that?
for that
I'm sure
part.
they're also maintaining it for their social, like for like a social.
I just watched the video. I'm just like, wait, what the fuck is Drake doing in
Yeah,
this?
he's just sitting in a chair and he's like, "Oh, I want to fuck you," and she's like, "Nah, this is ridiculous." It's exactly how she laughed in the video too.
I know.
But my least favorite radio hits, I'm gonna quickly say them, just 5. Number 1, Katy Perry. This is how we do.
Oh, I love that.
Um,
song.
Wrong. Katy Perry's
Shout
the
out
best
to all
artist
them
ever.
bitches buying drinks. Okay.
Wow,
Number 2
that
is
was very, yeah.
number 2 is Carl Wolf. Not Over Me Yet. No, not a lot of people actually obsessed with this track, but when I heard it, it was like
Katy Perry's his favorite artist of all time.
she is. Oh, did I say least favorite? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I don't know. Whatever.
Katy
Number
Perry's
2,
gonna be like
Carl
a
Wolf.
meme.
Not Over Me Yet. It's the definition. Look it up if you want to know what the definition of just a horrible pop
Wait,
song
what
is.
song?
Not Over Me Yet by Carl Wolf. It's
This podcast
so
brought to you by
bad,
Dan's
I
Musical
can't
Opinions.
even describe it. Like, just please listen to it. It's fucking terrible. Number 3,
Please
One
listen.
Direction, Steal My Girl. Just piece of shit right there. So unoriginal.
It's
Everybody
just-
thinks it's original. It's
It's
not.
kind of like, this is the grossest thing I've ever seen. Come watch it.
Yeah, guys, you have to see this.
And then obviously Katy Perry's on here. Number 5 is I skipped number 4 because no one really gives a shit about that track. But number 5 is Katy Perry's Dark Horse.
what the hell, Dan?
2 Katy Perry.
Well,
You just
she's
hate
my-
on
she's
Katy
my
Perry
absolute
so
favorite.
much.
Not least. Why do I keep saying least favorite? I love these songs.
Okay,
That's not
so
true.
anyway, on to things people really care about. So we recently are discussing movies, the movies we liked,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
2014.
Okay.
Oh, 20.
Okay.
If you haven't seen The Hunt, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Watch The Hunt.
We all watched it.
Um,
We all really liked
It's
it.
With
it's
Mads
not
Mikkelsen.
2014 though.
No, it's
Mads
2012, yeah.
Mads
Mikkelsen.
Mads
His name is
Bippelsen.
It's a
Nick-
Danish
oh,
film, and
it's
it's also
Nicolas
called
Cage,
Yachten.
Dag Bippelsen.
The Octon.
Okay,
Yachten.
but
Yes,
The
Yachten.
Hunt, I watched it today, and literally it's the highest rated movie among all of us. Yanni, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Yanni's the
You
only one who hasn't
should.
seen it, but of us and a few other guys of our friends, it's like the highest rated movie, like we've... of all
This
time.
podcast
that we
broadcast
love
brought
it,
to you
like,
by The Hunt.
Or Yachten.
I will suck
Yuck.
Matt Mikkelsen's dick.
Yeah.
Yachten.
Did you say you'll suck Nicolas Cage's dick?
No, Mads Mikkelsen.
I will
Nicholas-
suck.
There's a theory that he's gonna play
Stop.
that he was gonna play Euron Greyjoy in the Game of Thrones season.
Oh,
What?
that would have been
Oh my God.
fantastic
That would've
if he was in.
I
Nicolas
hope it's-
Cage?
No.
I was like, that's a terrible
Nicolas
cast.
Cage is he's in Game of Thrones. He's like Euron. No wait, he's Euron. Victorian.
No spoilers. I
You
haven't
have to
seen
kill your
season 3 or
wife.
4. Was that a...
Hey, fellas, get your pants back on.
Okay.
Okay.
That,
That
was,
was-
the housemaid.
Yeah, the housemaid was a little bit upset with...
What's the
obsessed with
housemaid's
us.
name?
Ilya Zubariev.
Ilias.
Also known as Cooper at Interstellar on Steam.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's Cooper
there you
at
go.
Interstellar on Steam.
Cooper at
Add him and
Interstellar.
play some Counter-Strike Global Offensive
Oh,
with
he
him.
loves
It's the at
Counter-Strike.
symbol, not
Make
the
sure
like,
you're smurfing when
AT.
you play him. Absolutely make sure.
He-
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
let's-
Zeus. Zeus him every time.
Okay,
you
let's
get.
explain.
Yeah.
Let's explain. Let's explain what a Smurf is to the
Oh,
to
yeah.
the audience.
Oh yeah. A Smurf is I guess it's a TV show of some sort.
I thought there was a movie.
What are you doing?
It's talking about
No.
Smurfs.
Okay, so a Smurf in Counter Strike is when a
Counter-Strike's a video
really
game.
is when a really good player makes an account. Basically, there's a ranking system, and so you get ranked up with people who are the same skill level as you. And if someone is ranked really high up, they make an account that's a Smurf
Yeah,
account.
so they'll make a secondary Counter-Strike account that's very low ranked, even though they're very good.
Like they'll buy the game again on a
Yeah.
different Steam account,
And that way
kick
they
noobs'
can
asses.
they can destroy the people they're being matched up with because they're lower
or,
ranked.
or they'll
It's
do it
very
so they can play
frustrating,
with their
very
lower level
prominent.
friends.
Yes.
And
yeah.
they
Ivan
are
actually did that.
they're the worst people.
Ivan did that?
Yeah, didn't he?
Ivan
make a
told me
Smurf?
he
They
would
ruined
never
the game.
I thought you said he was going to.
He made a secondary account and brought the level up like super high, I believe. Same with Connor McKean. But anyways, these
That's
are
still
people you
Smurfing.
guys don't know. You guys don't need to know. They're
horrible.
losers.
If you know someone who Smurfs, I want you to go into their bedroom at night while they're sleeping
and kill them,
Uninstall
right?
Counter-Strike.
and beat their head in with a brick. I want you to kill
Okay.
people.
Yeah. So just kill them.
We endorse murder on this podcast.
If you're listening to this, kill your parents. Go.
You should definitely do that though. Like it'll make you happy.
No, like I did it, and it was a very
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I
experience.
killed my
Oh.
parents and I've been happier every since.
Greg, I was
ever
just
since.
waiting for you to get out of prison so I could bro with you about how sick. Because I did that too.
Dunna. Dunna. Hey, there's Ivan.
Okay, our
Hey,
other
so
our
there's
other
another
housemaid.
housemaid is here. Her
Ivan.
name is Ivan Zubariev. Also on Steam. What's the name? Scruffy?
Scruffy?
I thought it was something else.
You want to come here, housemaid? Housemaid, please.
Ivan, you want to
in this
come?
room.
You already interrupted, so now
Yeah, so you're either coming in or you're leaving.
Yeah, that's how it works. Come. Come.
I'm out of here.
Come, child.
Bye, Ivan.
Mine's pulling up.
I hope you enjoyed your McDonald's.
I did.
My
I'll tell the
housemates
chefs.
don't. I think I'm just gonna fire them / kill them, which is always fine.
Okay, so who is your favorite Disney character that is also a ghost or spirit or like ethereal being?
I don't watch.
What?
Disney. I don't watch.
Like
Disney.
this, like
I can't even think. Whoa,
because
whoa!
mine are the ghosts in Mulan.
I haven't seen.
I don't remember that film.
I can only think
my
of,
girlfriend
like,
is
Genie.
obsessed with Disney movies. I've never seen
Oh,
any
the
Disney
ghost
movies
mo-
except the
okay,
ones that
They'll
she
come
made.
out and they're like Mulan,
Yeah, I totally.
Oh yeah.
Who's your favorite
Father.
Disney movie?
Who's my favorite Disney movie?
Yeah.
Who is
Mulan
Who
is
is it?
pretty sick.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there that Shere Khan is my favorite Disney character. He's the tiger in the Jungle Book.
How?
Oh
why
man, that
he's
was
a
such a
beast.
sick movie.
I don't think I ever
Oh.
watched that.
What is wrong?
I have
with
that
you
on
guys?
VHS.
What is
Oh, it's
wrong
so
with
good.
you?
Everyone,
Man,
Bagheera?
Disney is like objectively good.
All
I
Disney.
hate Disney movies.
Well,
New
did you watch
Disney
them when you were a
sucks.
child?
I watched very, very few of them.
Exactly.
Did you watch The Little Mermaid?
See, I have so
Yeah, I
many of
think
them
I
on
saw them.
VHS in my basement.
Yeah,
I can-
same here.
Oh,
I can bring the VHSs right now. We're in my house.
We're in Dan's house.
What were you? You mentioned 2014 movies. Was there gonna be an expansion?
I don't-
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Thanks.
so long ago.
Birdman was a really
That
good
was- that was
one.
easy to
Birdman
get.
was great.
Watch Birdman. I watched
Birdman
that
was
today.
great.
Somehow that ended up talking about The Hunt.
Okay.
Well,
Well, the
Which
hunt, yeah, the hunt
which
is
one?
like pretty much out of our friend group, like the top movie of
That's
2014.
funny. We mentioned
It's- no,
2014.
It's not. No,
It's
it's
the
not even
2012
2014.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't.
No, he
Oh.
just
That's why
brought
this
up
is
The
funny.
Hunt.
We brought up a 2012 movie because you brought up 2014 movies.
No, I think the highest 2014 movie was Whiplash.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
so-
It was definitely Whiplash.
Birdman could be higher if Pat rated it.
Yeah, I'll rate it when I'm.
Pat rated it.
Why would it matter if Pat
fuck's
would
sake.
it go up if Pat rated it?
Well, it depends. What
It
is
would.
it?
It
What
wouldn't
are the
bring
average
Whiplash
ratings
down,
on
though.
it? Because I'm gonna give it like maybe a 4 or 5.
I'd
If
give
you're
it
gonna
5.
give it a 4.5, it might go down actually because I think we might have only.
No, I gave it 4.5.
Shall we discuss things that people?
Well, no, I was gonna say now that since this is our bonus episode, it's already
Oh.
been almost 35 minutes,
It's casual.
and I was gonna say we should do our shout-outs because that'll probably take a while.
Do you want to do no dream discussion?
My shout out isn't gonna be.
Oh,
if
yeah.
anybody has
Oh, yeah.
any very interesting dreams to quickly go through.
Yeah, does anyone have any good
I
dreams to tell
definitely have
about?
one that was like mind
You
blowing.
you can go
I
ahead.
already
Okay.
mentioned mine.
So you guys know the myth, listeners out there. Do you guys know the claim that if you die in your dream, you will die in real life? That's not true.
That
I
is
died
false.
in my dream.
Yeah,
very
me too.
recently.
Well, almost died.
You did? Oh,
Like I was falling and
Well, that's
falling,
the
and I
idea.
closed
They're
my
always
eyes,
like,
and I
really
was like, I'm gonna
comfortable.
die. And
No,
I woke up.
one time in my dream I was shot. I was hanging off like a bridge, like one of those like rope bridges.
Yeah.
like in
like that
Indiana
that
Jones.
spans like a cavern or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was hanging off it, and I had like 4 crossbows in my neck.
Wait,
Crossbows?
bullets?
Crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
crossbow
pretty
bolts.
heavy.
No, but I was being shot repeatedly by crossbow bolts, and I
You're a
didn't
beast.
die.
You're
Yeah.
a beast.
No,
Yeah,
here's
I've
the
been
thing.
shot before in dreams and not died.
I don't think I've been shot.
Okay, in my dream, I've been reading Gravity's Rainbow for anybody who likes Thomas Pynchon. Great writer, and he writes this book, Gravity's Rainbow, is about missiles, basically. And in this dream, I was on a play structure in the middle of an ocean, and then literally, I looked out in the distance, saw a big like line in the sky, like from a jet or something, and it trailed down into the water horizon. And I was like, "Whoa, did a plane crash?" I was getting ready to Google it on my phone, but then
Just,
I
like,
saw that
instantly,
the smoke.
Did a plane crash? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was
Google.
gonna do.
Thanks,
Well,
Google.
well, I-
Siri, did a plane just crash near me? I don't understand your question.
I don't think my dream could
Nuclear
actually
bombs.
register a phone because I was getting ready to pull it out, and then for some reason I just couldn't do it. It was weird. But anyways, then I
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
that the smoke that trailed down into the horizon spread all the way across the horizon. It was dark black smoke, and I realized that a nuke had fallen. I immediately was freaking out, and then the smokes just started rushing at us, and it turned into fire. So try to imagine this is like terrifying. Like I thought it was real. And then
Try to
I
imagine.
told- this is quite
Listen to
scary.
my
If
voice.
you were in Dan's dream, this would be legitimately scary.
Objectively
Yeah.
scary.
Or if you experienced like
Unless
the
you-
bombs in World War II, you know.
No,
Yeah,
those
if you were like at
those
Fukushima
were
or, like,
scary.
yeah,
Hiroshima.
I'm sorry if we just initiated someone's like PTSD. Someone's like, I can imagine this,
I
and they're
hope
like,
we have a lot of veteran listeners.
they're like foaming at the
Well,
mouth right now.
Pretty
like-
traumatic
But
stress
basically-
syndrome.
and I don't mean Tumblr PTSD.
Weren't
I don't
they-
mean Tumblr. You fucks.
fucking Tumblr.
There's
God damn
you don't
it.
have PTSD from people looking at you. You bitch. I'm just kidding. You're not a bitch.
No, but Yenny's right. But listen, anyways,
I didn't mean to call
interesting
you a
detail
bitch.
from the book that I'm reading, Gravity's Rainbow, that was in the dream, is that apparently you don't hear the explosion until you die, until after you die. You can't hear the explosion basically because
So you,
You don't hear it until you die.
Yeah.
Well, after you die, so you don't hear it.
Die.
And then you hear the explosion.
Yeah.
And then you cease to exist.
And then you, and then you're
I'm pretty sure it depends on where you
Is
are.
like eternity?
No, well,
is
apparently-
eternity just an explosion from then on? Is it just like?
Apparently, the modern missiles are faster than the speed of sound, so you just die. But like, so I saw this like huge flame. And I didn't hear any sound, but basically the huge flame coming across the horizon just came coming at us. A humongous thing is like a tsunami of fire. And then I told my girlfriend and my brother who were with me on the play structure in the middle
Which
of the
brother?
ocean. Ivan, my younger one. My
The one that sucked
maid,
and
I'm sorry.
interrupted us and left.
But I told them all to duck under the water.
that
Maybe we
is
could hide
mean.
from the fire. I was just like, it's a nuke, duck, and I knew we were dead, basically. We ducked. I felt intense fire and heat, and it burnt the shit out of me. And then I heard my girlfriend and my brother scream, and then I died.
That's
And
pretty
literally
interesting.
I had felt no sensation, and it was just pitch black.
Inanimate
And I was
sensation.
really excited. Literally, I felt nothing at
Dang
that
it.
point, and it was just
When?
black. And I knew I was about to wake up, but instead, I was like, you know what? I might just have a DMT experience right now. It's weird. I went lucid after I died. It was basically like I knew this whole thing.
You've
was
been
a
having
dream.
a lot of like
But I died,
small
and then
lucids.
immediately I was like, oh, is there gonna be a cool
Little
DMT trip? Because they
lucids.
say DMT comes out when you
DMT.
die. Watch Enter the Void, by the way. But basically, I thought I would start tripping, and I was really excited. But then instead, nothing happened. It was just blackness and no feeling.
Death by
And then I
nuke,
just
worth
woke
the
up.
trip.
I just basically told myself to wake up. I was like, okay, nothing's happening, and I just literally woke up. It was really strange, insane dream, but so cool. And
That's
it's-
actually pretty
dying is
cool.
Very, very.
That's actually
like,
pretty interesting.
Kind of like the moment I woke up, I was like, that was ridiculous. I got to tell everybody about that.
Yeah, but in my dream, I had to put my dog down. So that sucked.
Yeah. So Pat, now you can. Pat will just
Much shorter.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Pat's
Pat.
dream was very brief,
love
but
you,
he
Jake.
basically had to kill a dog, which sucks.
Wait, Jake is dead?
No.
Oh, in your
No,
dream.
he's not. Yeah. Well, no, we
no,
didn't end up putting him
Jesus.
down in the dream. I like just
Oh,
cried
really?
it out or whatever.
You didn't have to put him down.
Not well. It ended before we got
Oh,
there.
I see. I thought you just cried it out, and then you were like, okay, now I don't have to.
I didn't
Put
actually
him down.
cry though. It was like it was very sad, but I'm really tough, you know.
You. Oh, okay.
I was just urinating in Yanni's mouth. That was Yanni.
Speaking of Jake, and Pat's previous shout out to Jake, we should do our
That's
shout
his
outs.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do shout outs now.
See, I knew it would go longer. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I
Yeah.
initiated.
That's what it felt like.
Dan
We haven't
just-
even done one.
I'm
Dan
sorry.
doesn't
I always
shut up.
I always make tangents happen.
No, I have a
Gosh.
very short one.
Dan,
Okay.
get off of Tumblr, man.
Okay, I'm
Greg
out
can
of
go
here.
Or go-
first.
actually
I
get
think
on
he's ready.
Tumblr.
Okay, my
Yeah.
shout out is to the only person in the world that matters to me, myself.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah,
Oh,
Right.
God love that guy.
yeah.
That was the point.
We're gonna edit everything.
Yeah, I'm
Dan
gonna
says
edit
out of this thing.
All
right?
of
You should
Dan's
do
lines
that.
out.
You should do that. Yeah.
Except for the dream. He's just gonna
Yeah.
come in out of nowhere, tell us his dream, and
The dream was
disappear.
actually pretty
I
cool
hope people
though.
were interested. Like, if you actually visualize it, it is quite insane.
'Cause I've been-
I was like,
I got shot once in my dream, and I
Oh,
just
yeah?
fell backwards into a swimming pool, and then I was sinking in the water,
Gatsby.
and like blood. I didn't. Spoilers, but
Oh yeah.
but blood was just streaming out of my stomach, and I realized that I couldn't feel any pain, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm indestructible!" And then I just like Super Saiyan like rose out of the pool.
Wow.
That's
and,
a Great Gatsby
and,
too.
and the guy
that's
who
ridiculous.
really,
No.
Oh, do you mean Great Gatsby 2, like the sequel?
and the guy who
Second.
and the guy who
Double
shot me,
entendre.
and the guy who shot me is just like staring at me, and he's like, "What?" And I'm just like, "Bah," and I blew him up with my mind.
That's very, very childish.
It was cool.
Cheerios,
Your
how
dream-
And
mine
then, no,
was
you want to
just
know
terror.
childish? You want to know childish? After that, I had the bullet wound still in me, and I put on a white tighty whitey. This was like 2 years ago. I had this. I put on a white tighty whitey,
Well, it's
socks,
tidy whitey, so obviously it's white. You don't have to say that.
And I put-
Yanni ruins these podcasts.
I put a
with
white-
stupid
I put-
fucking adjective.
I ate an orange.
I put a white tighty whitey on, and I put a
I've never
sleeveless
actually had
tank
an
top on,
orange.
Oh, is that so?
and
Are
I
you
put
sure it was sleeveless?
and I put some foot socks on.
Were they for your feet though?
They were for my feet, and
Oh, really?
and seriously, I'm telling you, this happened in my dream. I put
Okay.
my socks on, my tidy
Yeah.
whitey, and my tank top, and I took a foam sword, and I started like flying around the city. And every time I saw a criminal, I would whack them on the head with my foam sword, and they would die. So I had that for
That's
childish.
ridiculously
Jeez.
childish. Mine was just intense terror.
And in that same dream, my dad tried to kill me. That's another
No,
story.
I remember that. I had a dream in which my dad tried to kill me. Anyways, Pat, are we gonna do shoutouts now?
Yeah.
I
That's shout out.
already-
I'm trying to think of one. So
I
go.
can think
I have
of
an
another
easy
one.
shout
No,
out.
you only get one shout.
Okay,
No, I'll
the
shout
shout
out.
out should be about what's happened to you in the last week. That's what mine will be related.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
gonna straight out shout out right now to Synecdoche, New York, the movie, because it's my new number one. And I was literally crying. I cried 3 times in the movie, and by the end of it, my face was like covered in tears, and my nose was like dripping everywhere. I don't know why it got me so much, but I love that movie, and
Pussy.
it's my number one. It's gonna be my number one for a while. I'm sure.
I'm sorry. My shout out. I didn't think
Yeah,
of one.
no,
I was expecting to be
I
last.
can do another.
I'll go.
No,
Okay.
Greg, you don't get 2 shout outs.
No, this one's better.
You shout
I
out
got one
yourself.
now.
This one's more personal.
Shout out to Aaron. Thank you for listening to the first podcast.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah,
job.
Aaron.
You're a bro.
Let's
Yeah,
give,
you-
let's
if
give a
you're
round
a
of
female bro.
applause.
Aaron, if you
Yeah.
Oh man,
these are extremely
It's
Almost
clipping.
perfect.
I'm
lots
sorry.
of clipping there. Okay,
right.
Aaron. Actually, though, if you listen to the end of this as well, thank you. That's very kind of you because I don't know. This is very
it's
esoteric
it's
stuff.
because of people like Aaron that we can afford to do multiple podcasts.
This is very esoteric.
Tell your friends.
Yes,
Tell Holly.
Please, if anybody
yeah.
donate, please, because I don't know if we can do anything.
We don't even have a donation button.
Yeah,
And
don't
I
bother.
doubt we will.
But we don't have any money.
What you can
So
do
if you could
is follow
please donate.
Snowfall Productions on Facebook. That will be my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It is my YouTube channel.
And if you could donate
Follow that.
to me as well, because
Just send me Steam games, okay?
yeah,
That'd be
just
great.
Okay, here's my
donate
shout out.
things to us.
Shout out to Siri. Oh,
Wow. Way to
She didn't
unclutch
read-
it, Siri.
and also it thought I said shut up Siri, and it said my lips are sealed. But anyway,
I have a British Siri on. Shout out to Siri.
Oh, see, he gets a second shout out.
It's not.
no, that's my shout out.
Siri. Okay, fuck Siri.
Shout out to Siri.
I'm sorry.
Whoa,
Whoa, that's a dude.
I was expecting a
told
woman.
you.
I was picturing like a British
The
girl.
only reason I even did that was to show you guys
Um,
British Siri. He's a huge, great guy. So
Huge.
Add him on Facebook.
He's huge.
He's rather overweight. It's unfortunate for him. He's trying to get there,
Okay.
but
Pat, your shout out.
I just did
He
one.
did one, yeah.
Wait,
Greg,
what?
Aaron.
Greg
Yeah,
had a-
Aaron.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Greg had a
I
secondary
forgot.
shout out. He can do that.
Yeah,
before
Greg
you
can
shout
have
out.
a
See, this
Shout-
one's nice. I'm gonna shout out to my mom who's in Sweden. I love you,
Really?
Mom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, I have a friend in Switzerland right now.
Okay,
Lying?
Sweden is not Switzerland.
I know,
You-
but
you are
it
aware
reminds
that-
me of it. They both start with S
Everybody in Sweden's a fag.
and W.
Anyways, so your mom's a fag. That's what I'm saying.
Um,
Yanni, your turn. I'm sorry.
I
about-
shouted out to
Yeah,
Siri.
yeah.
Oh, Yanni, we're done.
We're done then.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
I love you all.
Thank you for listening.
I'm sorry that I said fuck you to
I'm
Apple
sorry I
and to
used,
Tumblr.
Offensive jokes.
Apple has some good products. Tumblr has some good products.
Apple's my favorite company.
Apple, you used to be innovative. Go back to your old days.
But seriously, people who think that Mac
Seriously.
laptops are better than PC can just close this podcast,
Right now.
as we are about to close this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Surprise. There is actually more to listen to. Coming up is the bastard podcast that we screwed up, so stay tuned.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second, or I guess this is the first episode. Welcome to the first episode of ReinCast.
No, we've already recorded one.
This is episode 1, which is the second episode of the ReinCast. So, I'm Yanni, and on Steam, my name is I Am Reindeer. With me is Nick. Guys.
Where'd you go?
Okay, oh, we're doing something.
Okay, I'm Nick, and I go by Thunder Bear and Sad Cum on Steam.
I'm Pat, and I go by Chess Rockwell on Steam.
I'm Tim, and I go by Platitude. Not that you'd be able to spell it.
Oh, platitude.
I'm just
No,
gonna
everybody
point out,
gets my name wrong.
That's a lot of
Everybody.
attitude for platitude.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
point out I'm changing my Steam name every time we do one of these. So
Okay.
good luck finding me.
I'm probably gonna keep my Steam name as Sad Cum for a while,
Yeah,
I support
like
that.
until I get really sick of Death Grips.
that's a good Steam name.
Oh, did you wear the sweater last night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wore my Death Grip sweater at the bar last night, and like I got a bunch of people who recognized it and commented on it, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty
That's
sick.
awesome.
Were any
Even a cutie girl.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then what happened?
And then my friend jumped off a car and broke his ankle. And I wasn't happy because it took up a lot of time waiting for him to stop being retarded.
You just like rolled him inside somewhere and like, okay, wait for the ambulance.
It was ridiculous because we couldn't even pick him up because he was just like, he was like a 300-pound bag of potatoes
Why was he jumping off a car?
Hey,
because
Pat,
he was fucking wasted.
Pat, your mic is a little quiet. You might want to
Yeah.
turn it up a little.
He dope. I'll figure that one out.
So yeah, I was gonna ask Nick, if you had a
Yeah.
million, if you had $1 million, what would you do? What's the first thing you would do if you had $1 million right now?
Right now, I would you know what? The smart thing to do would be to invest it.
That's the boring end. Okay.
That's debatably.
I wouldn't
smart,
invest
because
it
you
in
could
anything.
invest it in something and lose it all if you really.
Yeah. No, I'd probably
Lucky.
I'd just throw it all in a savings account and gather interest on it while I lived my life, and then just have like a really nice nest egg for when I'm retired.
Okay, I guess what I really wanted to ask is if you were already rich and you had money and whatever, and you're not boring, and then you get an extra $1 million and you can spend it on anything you want, what would you spend it on?
All right, I would buy. You know what?
Lego.
Actually,
You'd buy
don't know.
Lego.
I would buy a fucking lot of Lego. Yeah, actually, I mean Lego's expensive. I'd probably be able to buy like 10 or 15 sets for $1 million.
Yeah.
Or around that many.
I mean,
Yeah,
They're
something
like
like
10
that.
bucks a set when we were kids, so inflation,
Yeah,
it's about the same.
actually,
Yeah,
Lego actually has gotten cheaper actually.
it's been
because,
about
like,
30 years
the
since
same
I've been a
size-
kid.
The same size sets now, compared to like sets of the same size when I don't know, like 10 years ago. The sets they're in the same price range, but the ones now have a lot more pieces and like far better engineering too.
Did you guys have Bionicles, or was it just the normal Lego?
Yeah, Nick has
Oh, yeah.
100.
fuck.
Yeah, Nick.
Have you
has
seen my
the-
Bionicle
I love
collection?
Bionicles. I have so many.
Oh my god.
they were
Oh, no,
pretty
okay, you don't even know how many Bionicles
yeah.
I
So
have.
you don't know how many I have, trust
No,
me.
Tim, you don't even
I believe you.
understand.
I believe you.
You
I
don't
think we
even
just
get
both
it.
have a lot, trust me.
Nick, you should take a picture of your pool, or the table that has them all on it.
Oh
and
yeah,
you
I
should
have a
take
bunch of
picture
pictures
for
of
the
them.
podcast.
Okay, when I take
surprised
apart-
haven't posted them yet.
If I take apart all of the pieces and just put them in, like, I think you could fill up a whole laundry basket with just the pieces.
Yeah,
Like
no,
a big
same with
size
me.
laundry basket, too.
Like I need like 2 Rubbermaid containers.
We should
Like
build, we should build 2 catapults, and then like Tim and Nick can have a war with their Bionicles and just
Yes.
catapult them at
That'd
each
be
other.
sick. And then
And
I
you're
would
all Henry is really
I
happy.
would win
Bionicle.
because I have I don't know.
You
I would win,
You have
though.
the big one.
I have the
Oh,
big
yeah.
ones.
Oh yeah.
I have God.
I have
You
God.
have every set.
I stopped caring after the generation where they like started shooting balls out of their arms. That was where they jumped the
Oh, I
horse for
kept
me.
going.
Or jumped the shark.
I mean, for me, I kept getting them all throughout the years, but like it kind of tapered. It kind of died down after the underwater series.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the squids.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Is that the one with which was the one with Move Along in the trailer? Because that was the
That
best.
was like another one of the underwater ones, I think.
Yeah, those ones. No, the best. Yeah, those were sick. Like the gangster ones, the Paraka, I think they were called.
yeah,
Yeah,
they were,
those are
they were
nice.
dope. The
Yeah, they
Paraka.
kidnapped the All American rejects, and so you had to like play these games on Bionicle.com to save them.
Paraka. That sounds like an Unreal Tournament character. Paraka.
Okay. Well, there's a Baraka in Mortal Kombat.
I guess that's true.
I bet I could name I still remember all the names for all my Bionicles.
The original 7 I can name. I don't know about the other ones.
Ladies.
I can't believe I remember it all.
If you
Okay.
ladies like Bionicles. Okay, Nick. Okay, Nick. You have. I'm looking at the timer. You have 1 minute. Name as many Bionicles as you can.
Holy fuck. Oh,
Go.
yeah, okay, let's do
Go.
this.
Go.
Tahu, Galileo, Onua, Pohatu, Kopaka, Vakama, Nokama, Onawa, Nuju, Onipu, Nuparu, Kongu,
You're making this
Jala,
up. You're just changing.
Ollie.
the
No, I
first
these
swear
are
to
all real.
God,
These
these
are
are
all
all
real.
legit
Keep
names.
going, keep
I
going.
can
They're all
vouch.
legit names. Takanuva, Makuda, the Borok, Antraz, Brutaka, Axon, Thok, Radak, Vezok, Vezon, Fenrak,
Are you
Kitongu,
serious with these names?
Sidorak,
Take that, Tim.
Rudaka, shit.
You missed the
Airy.
Rakshi and the Krata.
Oh yeah, the Rockshi, the Krata.
God
I'm not
damn.
going in order. I'm just like kind of like thinking of.
This
Everything.
podcast brought to you by Virgins. Just,
No. I still have more names. Kalma, Prydak, Erapar, Mantax, Takadox.
Oh my god.
Holy
You
shit.
got me beat, Nick. I could name about 2/3 of those, but not the rest.
you guys are crazy. Okay.
Yes.
Bionicles.
Tim, if you
Bionicle had me crazy
Wait,
as a kid.
So Nick's answer for $1 million is he would buy Bionicles. So Tim, what's your answer for $1 million? What would you do with $1 million?
Tim would buy my Bionicles.
A
Oh, this is
3D
a
printer
fun-
that can use metal instead of just the plastic, so I can actually print useful stuff.
Would you print a gun?
I don't know. Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. Will I get arrested?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Can I?
Well, you have a gun.
Yeah,
and
you print
You have
can
to.
print
You have to
AR.
promise. You have to promise that if I do get arrested for printing my gun, you have to print me a shank and send it to me in a cake when I'm in
No,
prison.
first you'd have to print out a hideout first.
Yeah. Okay. I'll print a base and then I'll print a gun. What am I gonna do though?
Well,
Oh,
you could print your own police force.
I'll print my own nation.
Yeah.
Pat. What
Oh,
would you
yeah.
do?
Jeez. Probably just go do, I don't know, like crazy things that cost a lot of money. Like I don't know, I want to go drive
Like,
a tank like Camden did.
Crazy horse jumping off cars.
No, jumping off, doing like skydiving and like bungee jumping.
Actually, yeah,
sounds
that'd be
fun.
awesome. I've always wanted to do those.
Yeah,
Let's go to New Zealand.
I
My
really
call
want to like
drops.
feel the feeling of flying. I know Tim does too.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
adrenaline.
We should all go do that tomorrow.
Okay. Right now.
I'm going one way. I'm skydiving straight into the ground.
I'm skydiving into the
Don't
air.
do it, Yanni.
I'm doing.
I'm gonna skydive
There's
up.
so much to live for.
So I always thought that the best superpower would be if you could just fly, but you didn't tell anyone. So like you're at a swimming party and you jump off the diving board and you just go up.
You just keep
You
going
just
up.
fly.
Help
You like-
me! Oh, what's going on?
You like no clip away.
Yeah, you just you're like screaming and like spinning around in the air. Help! Help! It's like- So do you want me to tell you guys how I got my record today?
Wait,
Oh,
first I want you
that
to
is
tell
a
me what you would do with $1
sick-looking
million.
record. Just,
Yeah,
I
Pat
gotta say
did get
that.
$1 million.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Yanni.
Oh, my call dropped. Right. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with $1 million, I would hire a person to kill all three of you.
Oh, I would hire a person to protect me.
Yeah, I would
Can't get me.
hire.
I'm in a printed
No,
base with
my
a printed gun.
my Bionicles would protect me. That'd be easy. Yanni, you have nothing on me.
And I'm gonna pay Nick to keep me protected with his Bionicles.
And you can all hide in my giant fort. See, you got nothing on us, Yanni.
See, I
Yanni,
became
you failed.
I unified you guys
Against the
against
Well
the
done.
Giant evil menace of me with $1 million.
The
$1
mega
million could probably buy you like a pretty skilled hitman, though.
I would just get like a really cool gas mask and like a cool costume, and I would buy a bunch of like guns and stuff, and I would just
become Mr. Foster.
Who's Mr. Foster?
From,
from Killing Floor. Yeah.
Killing Floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would just
call
become
the
a really
police on
cool. Sorry, Pat. What?
I'd call the police on you.
Fucker.
Ooh. So, do you want me to tell you about how I got my vinyl today?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I walk up to. So basically, I used to live in this old house. We called it the GSE, which means the Gay Sex Emporium, and I used to live there for the summer. And while I was living there, I ordered a record by Ancients to the house. And then flash forward to now, they received my record because it's from the UK and it was a pre-order, so I didn't arrive. And so they text the previous owners of the house, because I was basically living in the house to take care of it while the previous owners were moving out. And they text the previous owners, and they're like, yeah, do you know, like, a Yanni? The people are like, yeah, he used to live there. And they're like, okay. So the homeowners text me, and they're like, you should come pick up your record. So I go today, and I walk up to the house, and I ring the doorbell. And there's, like, clearly people home. Like, there's lights on. Like, there's a car in the driveway. Like, there's just clearly people home. So I ring the doorbell, and I just see a little girl run by really fast. So I'm like, okay. I ring it again, and the little girl runs by again.
Probably thought you were a robber.
She did. And so what happens is I start knocking on the door, because I'm like, what the heck? Like, it was cold outside. And so I start knocking on the door, and I see, like, upstairs, like, you could see, like, the upstairs of the house. The little girl just comes, like, from around the corner upstairs. Like, she ran all the way upstairs to spy on me. But I clearly see her.
I still do that now.
If
I
someone
think
rings my
Natalie does
doorbell and
that.
I don't want to answer it. I'll spy them through my window. And
Yeah, I always do that.
Well, I was just, like, a guy. I'm just, like, I don't look that scary.
You're pretty spooky, Annie.
yeah, you are. I mistake you for a molester.
Yeah. Well,
What do you mean
I don't have
mistake?
to mistake because I know.
Oh,
Well, anyway, so I keep ringing the doorbell, and the girl's just staring at me from upstairs, and I, like, wave at her, and she runs away again. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, is it only the little girl home? So after, like, literally 20 minutes of this, the mom just walks by. And I'm like, what the heck? So I ring the doorbell again, And the mom just comes up into the living room, like far away from the door, and just looks at me. And so I'm like, I was wearing a hood, and I take the hood off to like, I was trying to look less threatening, and I'm just like hello, and the mom just like looks at me like, you know, like a really like annoyed look, like what? And I'm like, and then I give her the look back. I'm like, what? And then she just runs away. and then I see her daughter and her son run by too. And then I'm like, what the heck is going on? So then I start to get nervous because I thought they were going to call the police on me. And then the mom comes up to the door and she has a note and she presses it up against the glass and it says, "We will never open the door to a stranger."
What the hell?
And so I'm just like, I yell through the glass. I'm like, "I'm not a stranger. I used to live here." And she just looks around and she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "I know Jen." I'm like, I know the homeowner. And she's just like, "Okay, you can come in." And she just opens the door and I come in and I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, and she was like, "Sorry, I didn't know you lived here." And I was like, "I didn't mean to scare you guys, but can I have the record?" And she was like, "Yes." And she handed it to me and I left. Music by Cloud Kicker and Ben Sound.